Hi guys, my name is Moyo and today I'll be showing you how to make your own long pleated pants. If you want a tutorial on how I made it up on the left, then it's already up on the channel. Definitely check it out. This video has been so highly requested, so I decided to make it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in my next one. First, I labeled the top of my paper, my waist, and from there I took my waist to crotch measurement, and I always use 12 for my standard. But if you are from a size 12 up and you are tall, then use 13 inches for your crotch measurement. For my trouser length, I use 47. My normal trouser length is 42, but I've said in my pants tutorial that you should always add extra 2 to 3 inches and then add your folding allowance. So that's why mine is 47. So now I'm going to take my hip measurement, which is 40, and I divided that by 4. So that's 10 inches. So I added 1 inch for seam allowance, and then that's 11 inches. So I took 11 inches on my crotch, my waist, and also on the length of my trouser, and I connected the lines. So my hip divided by 4 is 10, right? So I'm now going to divide that 10 inches by 4, and I'm going to get 2.5 inches. So I'm going to take 2.5 inches on the crotch line area. That's where my lines intersect. And I'll mark 2.5 on the length of the trouser. I also mark 2.5 at the midpoint, and then I will connect those points. I'll come over to the crotch intersection area, and I will come up by 1 inch and come to the side by 1 inch as well, and I will draw a curve. So that's my front. I just labeled it. For the back part of my pants, I will add 2 inches on my waist and also 2 inches on my crotch area, and I will connect the points. I'll add 2 inches on the crotch area at the midpoint and also on the length of my pants, and I'll connect the points. I will come up by 1 inch and also come to the side by 1 inch, and then I'll make a curve. I'll come to the second line and mark 3/4 of an inch on different points, and I will connect and draw the shape of my zip area and label that my zip. I'll also label the 2-inch space my back. On the initial line, I will come to the waist and come down by 1 inch, and I will connect that to any comfortable point on my trouser, and then I'm going to cut. Now let's cut on my fabric. I folded my fabric into 2 and placed my paper on it. Here we're cutting the back first, and I will cut out the exact shape of my pants. And I'm also going to notch my zipper area. I will grab my pattern and cut out the back part and also cut out the waist area, and then I will fold my fabric into 2 and cut out the pattern. Now I have my front and back, and then it's time to sew. I'm going to start by sewing the front, and I match the 2 front pieces together, and then I'm going to start sewing from the crotch area. So you want to just match both of them, and then you're going to sew 1/2 inch away from the points that we already cut. And once I'm done sewing that, I'm going to grab the back, and then I also started sewing the back from the crotch area as well, and I kept sewing straight. So when I got to the point where I want my zipper to end, I just increased my machine stitches to 5, and then I'm just going to sew straight, but I'm going to sew 1/2 inch away from the point where we notch for our zipper area initially. Now I'm going to align my front crotch with my back crotch, and I'm going to sew from one side of the crotch point to the hemline, and I'll also sew the other side as well. Now for the sides, you don't need any special measurements. All you need to do is to align the front and the back together, and then you can sew with like 1/2 inch. So you are going to do that for both sides as well. If you sewed your pants correctly, you should notice that when you hold your pants together, the back should be bigger than the front. So I went ahead to make a long band off camera. To make a band, just measure around your waist and add about 4 inches extra or more, and then cut a straight piece of clothing. Then the width of your band should be between 4 and maximum of 5 inches, and then you are going to fold the width into 2. That's how I came about my band. Now I will fold my band into 2 to get the center, and I notched the center. Then from the center notch, I'm going to take half of my waist measurement, which is 13.5. Then I'm going to notch that point. Now I'm going to match the center of the band with the notch that we just made, and then I'm also going to notch that. So this one that we just notched will be our sides. The center is going to be my center front. Then the 2 left at the back is going to be for my back. So I went ahead to press the back zip allowance open, and now I'm just going to rip the seam out. Remember that we sewed with loose stitches so that it will be easy for us when we want to attach our zip or our band, right? Right now I'm going to start pinning my band to the trouser. So I'm going to pin the back with the back zip allowance that we made earlier, and then I'm going to pin the side of the band with the side of the trouser. I'm going to pin the center of the band with the center of the trouser, and I'm just going to fix the band round. So as you can see, I'm doing right side of the band to right side of the trouser. So I went ahead to turn my trouser to the right side, and if you've notched correctly and you've pinned correctly, your main trouser should be saggy and your band should be smaller. And now I'm going to make kissing pleats. So I'm just going to show you how to make your kissing pleats. You want to grab the saggy part and match the points where we pinned. Then you're going to just give it a slight notch. Once you are done with that, you are going to move over to the band from one point of the pinning to the other point. You just match them together and then you notch it again. So when you are done with that, you're now going to match the 2 centers that we just did, and then you're going to make your kissing pleats on that point. So you just have to calm down and do this on your machine. So ideally guys, you are meant to have 4 kissing pleats on your trouser. So when you're done with the first one, you do the second kissing pleat, you do the third one, and then you do the fourth one. So once you are done with the kissing pleats, you are almost done with your pants, right? So what you're just going to do is to grab the other part of your band, and then I always like to sew my hemming gum on top of it. So what I'll just do is to fold one part of the band, and then I'm also going to fold my hemming gum, and then I'm going to sew my hemming gum round. Then I'm going to head over to my iron, and I'm going to iron it and make sure that I hide the sewing inside it, so that when I'm sewing finally, or if I even decide to just stack it and not sew it, it will look very, very neat. This is my result once I was done ironing, and to secure my band from coming up later, I just sewed on top of the band, but this part is completely optional. You can decide to just stack it. So in the course of sewing, my waist area must have moved a little, and also to define my waist area, I'm going to place my tape on top of the center fold, and I'm going to take 13.5, which is my waist measurement, divided by 2, and I'm just going to sew with very loose stitches from the band to wherever I want. Finally guys, I'm going to grab my iron, my steam iron, and I'm going to open the points that I've just sewed. The essence of opening it is so that when I want to fix my zip, it will be very easy. Okay, so I fixed my zip off camera. The pants on the left is the finished look of my project, and then you can also decide to style it the other way. that's the style on the right. Let me know how you be styling your pants. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.